sippin', I'm 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 sippin'.
Sippin', I'm 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 sippin'.
So that's not a problem. This is Sippin' with Sammie. I am Sippin' with Sammie, Sam Malone, Barstool, Rug. If you ain't sippin' with Sammie, you ain't sippin' right. Please get your fucking life together.
Yes, sir.
And today, man, is a special one. I got the pleasure of having my guy with me, YB Norris, in a situation with me. What's up, bro?
What's up? What's poppin', everybody, man? What's going on?
Chilling, man.
Glad to be here.
Glad you can make it, man. Now, YB is somebody that I seen around the industry for a while. Seen him floating, seen him performing, seen him running with some people that I knew. Shout out to Vuno. Seen him in the studio one night. We had a long ass conversation. I was drunk. He had to listen. He ain't had to listen, but he did.
Flex, yeah.
And we had a good talk. And I actually told folks after that, like, yo, I fucks with Youngin. Then fast forward and realized I knew you your whole life, which was crazy.
Yeah.
But that being said, I'm excited about the man that you've become. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we had that conversation not knowing. And it was genuine, and that's thorough shit. And ever since then, we've been supposed to do this. So how you been, man?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you, Sammie. I've been in the best mental space in my life, bro.
Let's drink to that.
You know what I'm saying? You got to.
That. I love that.
You know, the last conversation me and you had, you got a light, bro, now then.
Yes, sir. We can share this. Last time we talked, you was telling me about.
Last time we talked was like 2 years ago, wasn't it? 2020. And it was just like since then I didn't learn so much. I didn't picked up on so much. I didn't had to throw a lot of shit that I thought I knew in the trash can. You know what I'm saying? And I'm basically just like reprogramming before people's eyes right now, and it's glorious. You know what I'm saying? And the last conversation that me and you had, like I took a lot from that. You know what I'm saying? I watched that interview probably like 100 times, 120 times, bro. Not even gonna lie. And that joint was like, how long? Like an hour or some change?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, niggas was just like I said, refreshing, bro. And it felt great, like, in terms of learning the business, in terms of learning life, how to move around people. You know what I'm saying? It had some ups and downs. You know, got locked up over some nut shit. Came out, beat my case.
Dope.
You know what I'm saying?
Congratulations.
Yeah,
I was going to ask you off camera what happened with that, but that's what's up.
You don't get for sure. That's off camera talk, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm keeping it a rack though, because a lot of these kids out here think that shit cool.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, but I'm glad to hear that you in the best mental space, because people don't even talk like that. You know what I mean? On some real shit. And just you breaking down the couple sentences that you said that I guess are things that all contribute to you being in a better mental space, especially having that monkey off your back for one. But going through that, you know what I'm saying? Having conversations with people like me, because I'm sure I'm not the only one that lends you an ear or knowledge, because you're receptive to it. You see what I'm saying? So like, I'm glad to hear that. Like, that excites me, because if you learning and growing at a rapid pace, because like you said, you're comparing 2 years ago. It's not a long time ago. You see what I'm saying? Even within that time, you bumped your head and all of that. You're going to be all right, man. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. I like hearing that shit.
Oh, yeah, bro.
So what's on the agenda? Like, what's the play that's being ran now? Like, what do you... Because I seen recently you performed at the Village.
That's my spot. Shout out to the Village, man. Shout out everybody that was there, bro. It was a vibe. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to Young Bob in the back.
Bob was there.
Yeah, me and Bob was rapping.
He saw your performance?
Yeah, I think he did. He was in the cut though.
Yeah.
He was talking to everybody, but I had to get everybody's attention though. You know what I'm saying? I'm on that joint, I'm seeing everybody talking. I wasn't trying to interrupt nothing, but when I'm on the stage, bro,
we rockin'.
You command that shit. You heard me?
Yep.
The last situation was there, the joint 2 years ago. When I performed with Vu and shit, it was a young boy that had went up there, and I can tell from like his energy, his body language, that he was nervous. You know what I'm saying? He was kind of hesitant, wasn't really looking around. And I hollered, I said, yo, youngin, let me holler at you.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? He was like, what's up, bro? I'm like, yo, when you go up there, my nigga, you gotta command that shit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta be on no aggressive shit, no hostility, no none of that. But it's you.
it's a way that everybody has a different way of showing their confidence, the comfortability with what they presenting and all of that. Like, and it's little stuff. It's what part of the stage you stand at during certain parts of your records. You know what I mean? Like, and you have a grasp of that, because I know you'll bop, swing around, but when a certain line come up, you right back at the front again.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And the mic get higher. So like, but I peep all that little stuff, and I'm somebody that does that too. I pull people to the side too, and I tell them, because what you don't know, you don't know. But one thing for sure, two things for certain, at that level, nobody probably knows the record. So you gotta own it. You gotta be more excited about this motherfucker than anybody. And that don't mean you gotta bounce around if that's not your demeanor, but you gotta hold it.
Face.
So I'm glad that you told him that. And watch next time you talk to him, or next time you see him rocking, you gonna see it, or he gonna tell you, one or the other.
And that's one thing that I want to speak on, you know, with a lot of people. Like, people talk to me. People talk to me, and it's like, you know, I'm real quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, anybody who know me, my demeanor, when I come around people, like, I ain't gonna lie, niggas be thinking I got a problem, especially with some shit like that. So I just be like, no, like, I'm a sponge. I'm a two-legged sponge. You know what I'm saying? I'm walking around and I'm absorbing everything. SpongeBob, yeah. No bullshit. But like, I'm walking around, and that's not even with a conversation, bro. That's with life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'll be around, I ain't gonna care. I don't be home at all. So I'm around all the time. Like, I don't. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mom Duke. She be wanting to spend time with me. I miss my golden child. You know what I'm saying? How do you spend time with you? I'm like, all right, I got you, Mom. But
make sure you make time.
Oh yeah, no.
Always make sure you make time.
Tomorrow ain't promised. I always do that. But you know, I take energy from everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that I do. You know, I'm absorbing stuff. So when people talk to me and I be quiet and shit like that, they be like, "Was you listening?" I be like, "Yeah, I was listening." Damn, you weren't listening. But then my actions show that I was listening. And
that's what it's about. That's what's most important, because one thing about talking to you, like you said, you listen. So you're not listening with the intent to respond, like people always say you shouldn't do, and somehow people don't grasp that.
Mm-hmm.
So you're listening with the intent to absorb, and then you into action. And that's better than you confirming the whole time that I'm telling you something that you get everything that I say, because ultimately you just cutting me off a lot. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I get in my ramble.
I seen you in your duffel. I'll be like, Sammie in this duffel, bro. You better shut up. No bullshit.
But the twist, like, you know how they say, I'll give you this lighter. If you say drunk mind speak a sober heart, like, I be on, and when I wake up the next morning, I realized that all the conversations that I had at the bar or the party was really productive. I wasn't really kicking no bullshit. Like, I don't get drunk and decide to lie to people. You know what I'm saying? I try to build a lot of the times, because I wind up around people that I wouldn't normally be around for a little bit of time to have these conversations. And I know that I can make them quick. I know that's something that might have been a 30-minute phone call. I could kill this in 3 minutes in the club. You know what I'm saying? Get to the point. Yo, call me next week and we set it up.
Yeah.
As opposed to having to drag it out.
Let me ask you something, like, because I've been meaning to ask you this for a long time. I thought about this question. When you like around certain people, because I know you probably around people that you probably don't know every day. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you try and figure people out, but you can't necessarily put your finger on it. But it's like, it's important that you figure them out, because you might need to do business with this person in the future.
Right.
Like, how you navigate through that?
You pace it. Everything ain't about the moment. You see what I'm saying? Because if you're talking about somebody that you have to do business with, it ain't a drug deal. It ain't got to happen tonight. You know what I mean? So you just pace it. It's the same as like hollering at somebody on a regular tip. Like, not even like a chick, like a homie. Like, yo, follow me on the jump. Follow each other, reach out to each other, tap in with each other, and just watch how this person operates. A lot of times people tell on themselves anyway. Watch when they go on live, what they care about. Watch what memes they post. See how petty they are. See what happens when something bad happens in business with them and they want to tell the whole world the next day. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And those type of things, you just slow walk it. In the room though, you acknowledge, you introduce, you give your little elevator pitch, but nothing's immediate, nothing's urgent unless you feel it. But you being a sponge and you being observant, you kind of know right off the bat who you vibe with and who you don't. But business isn't always about who you vibe with. Business is a lot of the times who you can deal with to get, it's a means to an end. You know what I mean? Point A to point B is like a job. Fuck this manager. I'm never gonna be in his position when I'm 50 years old. But right now, I gotta come in at 9 and leave at 6. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But just don't put too much pressure on it, because ultimately you got reasons and seasons for people, right? And you have a whole lot of people that you're gonna meet that you're gonna have no need for unless they're gonna support financially, like buying your product, not putting it out. So no, but that's a good question though, because these rooms, man, we talk about these rooms all the time, and it's hard to navigate sometimes. There's certain kind of rooms, especially like it comes from experience to figure out your place in these rooms. But when you're young and you look younger, you already have that little thing against you where if it's somebody that might be a little older, they looking at you like a dumb young boy, like you might be a wild youngin', and they might not even dig in like they should. But the same way that I run around with tattoos and long hair and got to deal with people of all type of backgrounds, I don't want to deal with nobody that don't want to deal with me. You see what I'm saying? Like, you see who I am. There's a bunch of buttons that explain it. Like, you see who it is. So at that point, I'm cool, because like I've been on an elevator with this jacket on. I had ACL surgery, so I had to go to the hospital for follow-ups. And on the elevator packed, 80-something-year-old white lady, little white lady. She reading my jacket. I'm thinking she reading my jacket, but I can't really tell because she old. So it's not like she's blatantly doing this. She's just... And then she asked me if I had a marker. And I'm like, for what? She read the back of my jacket. It says, every woman needs a Barstool. She said, I just want to write amen at the bottom. That shit was funny as shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, she gets it, bro. She don't come from nothing, I come from nothing. She got the joke. Like,
right on the other side of the tracks with it. Like, she from the other side.
I would like to talk to her for another 15 minutes to see where, you know what I'm saying, where I hear that.
I done had talks with, I'm talking about like rich ass white folks. Like rich ass white folks.
Wealthy
like,
motherfuckers.
Wealthy. Like, nigga, if you too close to my car, I'm calling the cops on you type shit. You know what I'm saying? And like, the way that I articulate myself, niggas be looking at me like I got 3 eyes.
Yeah,
like,
and they'll say some shit usually. They stop saying it out loud, but they used to say out loud how surprised or how impressed they were with the fact that you could articulate or that you were intelligent. And I've had those conversations and just been like, you know what, I'm gonna let you have that one. But at the end of the day, you have no idea, because I ain't told you shit. But when you around these people, what you also realize is they don't care about the shit that we care about. Their insecurities ain't the same. They not worried about, you know what I mean? And it's not all, money solves a lot of different kinds of problems. But I guess with that means that the things that they take pride in and that they thrive in is different. You see what I'm saying? So that makes you like me. When I started hanging around people that had money, when we was going to mansion parties and staying in them for months at a time and stuff like that, I was like, yo, niggas in the hood ain't talking about no money. Motherfuckers is robbing each other for nothing. Like, I just started thinking like everything was petty, and that made me want more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gotta be wealthy, but I ain't doing what y'all doing, because that's corny. Y'all stick somebody up for $2,000. I was just with this man that would have spent $2,000 on you tonight just because you was kicking it with him. You see what I'm saying? And you'd have had enough conversation from him to go make some more money or get an opportunity for yourself.
Niggas be asking me, hey yo, Norris, why you being like Exton? Why you being Wayne PA? Like, what you doing up there, bro? And I be like,
breathing.
That's one thing. First of all, let's
start
pause.
with that.
Let's pause and start with that. Breathing. I'm breathing. It's fall. I like how the trees look up here.
Peaceful
as shit. Tranquil. Niggas is asking like, yo, why you up there? I'm like, nigga, that's where the money at.
But they don't know how to be comfortable up there.
And I tell my cousin this shit, because my cousin be asking me questions, and I tell him like, bro, when it comes to the black males, one of our biggest weaknesses is comfortability. We are so scared to go outside of our comfort zone. It's like we fear the unknown.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I done took niggas to Queens. I done took, and that's just like, that's like Jersey for real. You know what I'm saying at this point. But I done took niggas to Queens. I done took niggas to the Bronx, and they, yo, bro, she just waved at me. What the fuck? She just waved at me. What the fuck, yo? Hey,
Not
yo,
in Philly no more, bro. It's different.
Exactly, it's different out here, and I be telling niggas like, bro, I take them strides. You know what I'm saying? That song I performed, that song Hear Me.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about it, but go ahead. I'm glad you got back to it.
Yeah, that song Hear Me. Shout out my man Beezy. That song I had drove out to New York to get it mastered. Shout out my man Casey up there over there at Ramsey Studios. They doing their thing for real.
What part
with them?
What borough they in?
They in Queens, they in Jamaica.
Alright, bet.
Yeah. So he mastered that John. And I remember I wasn't trying to fuck with Tool. I was pop. I really wasn't trying to fuck with Tool like that. So I took the scenic route to New York. I'm fried, bro. I'm fried as shit.
I've been on that route before.
But it was dope though. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never been out there. And I remember like I went out there and one of my producers, he was kind of like late with sending me certain shit that my mans had needed. So like I had went out there for nothing. And niggas was like, is you going back? I said, yeah. They like, bro, you tripping. Why is you going? You know what I'm saying? What's so important about? I said, nigga, that shit gonna save my fucking life. I can't be around y'all.
Nah. I mean, what's the difference? 2 hours on the road, 2 hours sitting here doing what?
You know what I'm saying?
If I can make the trip, then I ain't doing nothing. Nah, man, that make all the sense in the world to me. It's funny you said the scenic route. I've taken it before. I just took it recently to AC by accident, following the wrong person. But it be a vibe sometime. It do be a vibe sometime.
Yeah,
but
no
you gotta
doubt.
learn how to appreciate that shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And you know, like I said, that shit right there means so much to a nigga, because it's like, you know, you look around and what you see, just demonic shit every fucking way. And it's killing us, and it's killing us quickly.
And it comes from lack of experiences, lack of getting outside of your comfort zone and outside of your environments. Not seeing that stuff is bigger than, you know what I mean? Like, when I was younger, I used to tell guys that was younger than me, like, that was hustling or whatever have you, like, bro, take a vacation, take a break. And I know in the streets it's hard too, because your spot could be up. But figure out a way that if you could take 3-4 days and just go to your man college. You know what I mean? I used to kick that to him. Just go to your man's school, party with him. It ain't gonna cost you much. You at a college. He got everything. He know all the chicks. But just be around something different for a few days, and you're gonna come back here and feel different about things. Trust me. Because you never gave yourself a break. When you in the middle of the tornado, it's hard to see outside of it. It's hard, and that's how a lot of people crash out, because they so stuck on every day by day by day by day being caught up in it that they don't realize you can see what's coming if you step back. You see what I'm saying?
Nah, 100. You gonna come back and you gonna move smarter. You gonna start to see shit differently.
You gonna want different shit,
and you peep who the right motherfuckers and who the wrong motherfuckers.
Yep.
There's been plenty of times that niggas in my circle that I thought, I'm like, damn, these niggas was kicking their feet up in my crib. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like,
I know exactly what you're talking
about. You feel me? I ain't even gotta say too much, but you know what I mean? So I adapted, bro, you know, and I updated. You know, this is a new and improved me, in my opinion, and I look in the mirror every day and I be like, I like this, man.
Ah, that's dope. That's how you should feel. That's how you should feel, man. It's all about growth. Motherfuckers like being stagnated. They like having excuses and things like that, I feel like. Because like you say, it allows them to remain in their comfort zone. The amount of people that never travel outside of their city, let alone their neighborhood, would blow your mind. You know what I mean? Because it would be like, why? It ain't all because of poverty. And sometimes the poverty is because you didn't go nowhere else. Like, I know for a fact, when it's hard to get jobs in Philly sometimes, it's sweet in Maryland. You see what I'm saying? That's a train ride. Might have to hack it for a little bit, but like, fuck around, get an apartment out there the first 3 months of working.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas ain't thinking like that, bro. And you know, back when we was at Glockaway and shit, and I had said like, fuck, I said I was like, you know, it's kind of like a different generation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got the early 2000s, but they separated though. And it's like some of the younger niggas around my age, a little bit younger than me, like the lack of knowledge that they have of certain shit is crazy to me.
Because they skipped it. They skipped it. Everything sped up. We went from generations just being a certain amount of time, a certain amount of years or whatever, to being based on technology. You see what I'm saying? Like, the digital age became a thing. Social media age became a thing. Streaming became a thing. Motherfuckers that was born in 2000 don't know a lot of shit that we had to go through. And if you was born in 2005, it's way different. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, that's only 5 years. That's 5 years, and they way different than 98 babies. Way different. But the thing is, I like that the younger the generations seem to get, the more that they are above the bullshit. Like, the kids are starting a lot of these revolts that are changing society. A lot of these revolutions, you know, like I always speak to in Baltimore with the Freddie Gray situation. Middle school, high school kids walked out of school that day and brought attention to that shit internationally. You see what I'm saying? The kids made that decision. Their parents wasn't outside already marching and they went to join them. They all decided flash mob style, we leaving school today, bro. Like, we used to see the white kids walk out of the movies. Except all the schools did it. And now they kids and the cops can't really touch them. Because then it's going to be bad. It's Baltimore.
Nah, for real.
So, like, stuff like that inspires me because it's like, there's certain fundamental things that y'all need to know. But I love the fact that a lot of y'all energy goes to, like, I'm just not going to be like how it was no more. Like, I'm over that. And we just got to figure out how to talk to them and figure out the rest. Like you do. Like you said you do. You reach out. You give words to motherfuckers.
All the time, bro. Like, the niggas around me, like, I'm not a yes man. I ain't never been no yes man. So, like, I didn't have people get mad at me.
You've always been stubborn though, bro. And that's what's funny. Like, and this ain't even to be funny, but it is funny. We used to be at the basketball court and you used to have rubber reptiles and books. And motherfuckers used to try to make you play ball. It used to be like, can you open the car so I can get my alligator out?
Yeah.
Like,
I was a young boy.
And then you decided one day, I'm hooping and I can shoot. You just flipped the switch one day. I remember this. And you started working out and all of that. And I'm like, that's crazy. But I kind of knew that. You was like my little cousin. My little cousin didn't talk till she felt like it. And they thought something was wrong with her. As soon as she started talking, she was giving paragraphs and sentences. But y'all never made her struggle to get her point across.
Yeah.
So she ain't got to say shit.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Everybody move at their own pace. But whenever you did something, it was like you just did it. As a youngin'. So now when you saying like, yo, you motivated in a different way, and that's really exciting to me because you're stubborn. Like, you know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. Because at the same time, you're not necessarily selfish. Because all you've been talking about is how since you've been growing, you've either been trying to put people on or you've been having to separate yourself. Which means that means something to you.
Yeah.
That's not easy for you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's not something that's like, man, I always knew I was letting y'all niggas go. Like, you ain't like that. It hurts.
Cause it was like, you know, what that was me kind of hopping in the streets a little bit. When I was younger, I was a young boy. I was a kid. I did what kids did. You feel me? And then there was a point in my life where all that shit stopped. And what niggas don't know about me is like, when I was a young boy, like 7, 8, back in my neighborhood in Mansion. That's why I get my name from Norris. Come from Norris Street.
Mom Duke's what?
So like, that's the neighborhood that kind of like raised me.
Right.
You feel me? It was like my mom, my aunt, my cousin, and that's why I always look at my cousin, even though she get on my damn nerves. I always look at my cousin like she my older sister.
Yeah, that's still your sister, right? Yeah.
My cousin Lodge, he lived around the corner, and to this day, that's the nigga you most likely going. Matter of fact, he was there when I was performing. I don't know if you seen him, but he was the nigga with the dreads.
I seen who you was with.
That nigga been by my side since diapers.
Dope.
And that's
a
the
blessing.
neighborhood that we come from. So you gonna see me with that nigga every time because we grew up. That's like my brother. I don't call that nigga my cousin. You feel me?
Right.
So that neighborhood, like, it raised me. And when I was a young boy, I was around certain shit.
Mm-hmm.
Then around 8, 9 years old, I seen a nigga get down in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
So then
Which
that
is
was
fucking crazy.
dog.
It's fucking
And what people don't
retarded.
understand about that shit is like, I ain't gonna lie, the youngest nowadays, they understand that shit. They seeing that shit almost every
They seen it
fucking
way too
day.
much.
You can't say nothing to these young boys.
Mm-mm.
But to me, obviously back then that was like I was like 8 years old, so that was 07.
Mm-hmm.
So that was 07.
Mm-hmm.
So
That sound about right.
yeah, I'm thinking this shit was a long time.
Because now I
ago,
think
bro. I be
like,
forgetting.
so if you was 8, 9 years old at that time, like when I was losing people at 19, like at a rapid rate, nobody could relate to me. Like, and I knew that. I had a lot of friends that never lost nobody close to them at all, let alone a streak of, you know what I mean, losses.
Yeah.
So at 8, like, was there something like you told your friends about, or like you held that? Like,
That was so that was 09. Yeah, that was 09. Not 07, that was 09. So yeah, like in 09, when I seen that nigga get down there in front of me back then, that shit did something to me, bro. You feel me? And it still do something to me to this point.
Did you ever know what it was over?
It was a nigga that,
Because I know you was a kid, but did anybody ever explain it to you?
no, I knew what it was.
You
So
seen it?
my man Tamir, rest in peace, my man Tamir. My man Tamir lived around the corner from me. His older brother was out there,
Mm-hmm.
but his older brother was the type of brother that'll let Tamir hang around him.
Mm-hmm.
So when Tamir was around him,
You
I was around him.
Right.
So we'd be out. And one day, we was playing football, heard some shit, bro got hit.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it was over,
Mm-hmm.
but I seen that shit. We ran over.
And that was your people's. That's
You
crazy.
feel me?
That's
And
crazy.
I had to watch him. Like, it was.
Yeah, you
I-
watched him die.
Yeah. And that's why I was trying to get to earlier. Like, people don't understand. Like, that shit right there
Mm-hmm.
do something to you. That's not a movie.
Mm-mm.
When that shit in a movie is acted, it's paint, is, you know what I'm saying? It's a makeup, all that shit. Like, it's fake. When you see that shit for real,
It's different.
that shit do something to you.
It's
And
different. But you knew that man though. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
and that's even crazier. That's even crazier. And it's like we see stuff on the news, and the world is crazy. And motherfuckers always be like, "What would you do if you was in that situation?"
Mhm.
I don't have to assume I've been in that situation before. I've been in a building and shit start ringing off.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what my reaction is already.
Yeah.
So it's like, but that's not a good thing. I'm not no damn policeman. Like, I've never been in the military.
Yeah.
Why do I already assume to know how to move? Because no matter what you do, even as a cop or military, you know shit happens.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not like, I don't even have to think about that no more. And that's weird because I've been like that since young.
Mhm.
I've been scared to get engulfed in a conversation and not pay attention to my surroundings since catching a bus to school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, I mean, to say all that, bro, to get back to what you was saying, like, that shit shifted me as I got older.
Mm-hmm.
And then shit just went from there. But when I was a young boy, though, like, you know, I had to deal with my parents being separated,
Mhm.
single parent household. You know, I was with my mom, my pop wasn't around. Then when I moved with my pop, my mom wasn't around. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went through a lot of different shit.
And I was aware.
And yeah, so niggas was a witness to it.
Mm-hmm.
They seen it. I ain't really gotta say too much, but
No, I mean, I'm glad that you don't mind sharing it because people go through it. But
for
yeah,
sure. Yeah, niggas go through that shit, so it's like, it ain't nothing new. But it created me to who I am today, though.
yeah, because you ain't make no excuses. Like, and maybe at some point you did, but I feel like I'm telling you, every time I talk to you, I'm boosted by talking to you because I feel like you saying exactly what you supposed to be saying. And I don't know what that is for you until you say it.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Even when you saying, like, reverting back to the transition from, like, people talk about, yeah, when I was 12, 13, 14.
Mm-hmm.
You talking about 8, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You talk about 8. And a lot of times when traumas happen to people, or when people get booked or whatever, you know, that's another trauma. But they get stuck at that age or that mentality.
Yeah.
you never let yourself be stuck. You never let yourself stagnate based on it. You know what I mean? You've made decisions that you probably would have made better ones later on in life but you still here to do it, and you still young as hell.
21.
You still young as hell, man. I'm having a drink with you. This is weird.
You got put on for the younger niggas, you know. I be throwing interviews like this in my homies' faces, and they be watching. They be like, "Damn, bro, I really thought about what you said, and that shit kind of changed how I move now."
Mm-hmm.
And I be like, I try to give knowledge wherever I can, cause it's like I feel like if it's somebody out there who don't know but is willing to know, and I have the knowledge that they need and I don't share it to them, I feel like that's a crime.
Yeah, I know people that believe that your job is to share knowledge and enlighten people, like just your job. And I know people that believe that through religion, and I know people that just believe that through energy. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's your job. You can't hold it. If it dies with you, where does it go? And it's the each one teach one thing too. If you could tell one person, they got a crew, and they could tell 5 motherfuckers, and if they could get 2 people to pick up on what they putting down, and it spreads, and that's what our community needs. We need optimism. We need information. We need to know that there's other things and that there's people that we can talk to. Even if it's just to shoot the shit. It's not always about building. Sometimes motherfuckers just gotta vent. Sometimes people just want to be heard and seen, and you don't look over people. And that's dope, because you've been in a privileged position, man. Like, you've ran around making music, performing with a bunch of dudes that's my age. Real rap that came up with me, and they don't hold you no different than each other. They don't treat you like no young boy at all. So you doing something right, man. You doing something right. So I'm glad that you a voice to your people. I'm glad that you like making sure that your folks see these things, because you're not saying nothing crazy. And I'm sure you could say a lot of crazy shit. I'm sure that somebody pissed you off within the last year, but we ain't here for that. But at the same time, I don't think that's where your energy is at.
No, it's not, bro. I'm on the defense. I'm on the offense, but I'm on the defense. You feel me? Like, niggas know I ain't gotta sit up here and try to kick some hot shit to a motherfucker. Like, yeah, I'ma do this to you, nigga. I'ma do that. I don't even get down like that.
That's corny anyway.
Cool, I mean, the loudest nigga in the room is
Talk that
so
shit.
It's like,
talk that shit.
I already know. So that's why I'm not an aggressor.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I've been in plenty of situations where I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you know what? I ain't even gonna act like I'm Rambo. I'ma chill.
Yep.
I'ma fall back. And then if I need to, if all else fails, if I need to, then cause I'm a man, bro.
I just seen Styles say the same thing. He's selling juices and veggies and got pharmacies for life and all of that, and he's a calmer person than he used to be. But if all else fails, when it's time to get out that door, it's his job to get out that door by any means necessary.
By any means.
Because he's a man. That's simple. But see, that's not gangster. Like, you know what I mean? That is gangster in a sense, but that doesn't have anything to do with being gangster. That's just being a man. That's being, my mom is not going to trip over your mom. I'm getting back to my mom. I'm getting back to my peoples. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But if you're not the aggressor, then everything that happens is a result of what was brought your way, and you can live with that. You know what I mean?
For sure. But there's been times like, I done had, somebody test one of my significant others, and like I get into this mode. If I really fuck with them, I get into this mode where I'm like, yo, you gotta chill, cause it's like when it comes to your nest, and this is for anybody from the ages of like really 19, 20, 19 up to 40. If you got a family, you know what I'm saying? You gonna protect them by any means. Yeah. So if you gotta take it there, it's like, nigga, I'ma take it there.
I felt responsible as a kid because I was the only boy damn near on both sides of my family. Mad girls, older, younger, whatever. Don't matter though. My sister, 4 years older, beautiful. Like, niggas is gonna talk shit. You know what I mean? Like, all of these things have always been a thing, but I was always very protective over them, even when I didn't really know how to defend them. I knew I was willing to go out, You know what I'm saying? I've swung on a guy like this before.
we all had dudes, dog. We all had dudes.
I would love to see some footage of that. I probably look crazy.
Man,
It wouldn't bother me nowadays. Back then, it would have flushed me.
Yeah, I remember I had Rumble the young boy at Finley. That shit was the funniest shit ever done. Niggas had the gloves on. They was like, yo, fight. I had cracked young boy. His glove fell off. His glove had fell off. He was like, yo, chill. I'm still going at him. I'm drawing on him. I'm like, man, like,
That's part of our problem, man.
Yeah.
We raising gladiators, man. We gotta chill,
but
man.
we had moments like that though.
But that's how my block was, and that's how my coaches were. Like, it wasn't no arguing, get in a circle. You know what I'm saying? All that back and forth, get in a circle. If you're not gonna get in a circle, shut the fuck up. And I don't want to hear nothing about something happening on the way home, because I gave you opportunity to handle it now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's how we was raised. That's how we gave it up. That's where our aggression came from. Like, and then the whole thing, like, you don't lose on your home court. You either win the game or win the fight.
Yeah. That's real shit though. That's real shit.
And it's
though.
not literal for people that are listening, but it kind of is literal. It's one of those things where it's like, you just gonna let somebody walk over you and beat you, or is you gonna push them far enough where you might just have to fight for this W, because this is your home court. So yeah,
That's
I
what
just
I'm saying.
I be
You
having to clarify sometimes.
No, it's understandable. That shit understandable, bro. But you know, like you said, I just been evolving, man. Now, just a new and improved me. I start making my own clothing line.
What's the name of it?
Falling in love with it. It's called Noor.
Mm-hmm.
It's a play off of my name, and it stands for No Opportunities Rush.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of clothes we talking about?
We talking about the clothes that some niggas will rock, but we focusing on some clothes that the females will rock.
Dope.
Pete,
Dope.
what I said, like,
I heard you.
you know what I'm saying?
I think you need a belt.
No, I was gonna do that.
I think you need your own belt.
that shit. Like,
You should design a buckle or something and get multiple colors. And not even on no cheesy shit, like a dope joint. Yeah, I saw that on your joint. Yeah. Upside down. Yeah. Nor joint.
so it's like a snowflake, and it's like I would put that on the belt. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
That'd be
I be
fly.
thinking about shit like that.
Yeah, I think a belt would be good for you. I'm sitting here looking at your belt, and I'm like, you should just have your own joint.
I be thinking about all that, bro. I even thought about putting my shit like a logo on pens. Like I was thinking about all that shit.
And I think that belts kind of faded. Like, I watch a lot of dudes on YouTube or whatever, Instagram, that's supposed to be fly, and they never had belts on. And we went from when niggas used to tuck they trench coat in so you could see they belt, to like dudes just not wearing belts. And I'm like, belts is accessories. Belts is like part of the thing. Like, you know what I mean? That's another look. Oh, your shirt went up. Oh, that shit matched too. Oh, I'm lit. You know what I mean? Like, it's like a watch. Like, you don't necessarily use your watch to tell time, but it's still a piece. And that's why it's easy for people like us to be like, yo, I don't care. I never minded doing certain things, because we've never had the thing over our head that I can't do. Like, my mentality has always been, if you ain't gotta be a rocket scientist, if somebody else could do it, I can figure it out. If I got the same training or dedicated the same amount of energy that they did, I can figure it out. Like, what makes me somebody that can't do what a regular person can do? Whether that's programming, DJing, videography, sculpting. Like, if it's something that I cared that much about, like this person cared about, I'm sure I could train myself to get close. It ain't like trying to make myself Jordan. You know what I mean? And on some real shit, the years that I cared about basketball, I was thoroughly impressed with my progress. Because I started out late and I was trash. And you see how I ended up. Like, it wasn't bad.
Shit, I mean, you see when I had turned up. And I still
you
be
was
hooping.
funny.
You still be hooping to this day, man. I still be trying like keep myself fit, keep myself healthy.
That's what's up.
My diet different now.
I tore my knee up. That's what set me down.
Oh shit.
Actually, around the time that y'all was around. Like, whenever you stopped seeing me come around, that's what happened. I tore my joint up, or whatever had you. And then later on, got a job and really fucking tore my ACL. Like, finally. And it was like, yeah, it looked like it was bound to happen. I'm like, God dang. Like, what
Set
shit was
you
on
down.
the thread? Yeah.
But what was you on when you was sitting down though?
When I stopped hooping, at first I was in the streets for a while. Cause I was in the streets when you was seeing me hooping. You see what I'm saying? That was my whole reason for being down there. That was my 52 fake out. I looked like I still had hoop dreams, but I was 20 something. You know what I mean? But then a couple jobs, did a lot of different shit. Been in and out of the industry. Actually started doing kind of what I'm doing now. But got into the industry around the time that you was around, sitting on them benches. Remember the boy, light skinned boy Aziz used to come down with the pit bull, the brown brindle, and he one day told me to come to his crib, and he told me he's a producer for Rough Riders, and I was his manager. And then I bought bills through Son of the 215 because he needed a dope producer. They started working together. We started working together, and that was my entry into the industry. But that was around the time that, like I said, I was sitting on them benches because the day that I went through his crib, it was pouring down rain, and I was the only one out there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this nigga said he lived right a corner. I'm about to go smoke at his crib. Like, you know what I'm saying? But did a lot, and trust me, left the industry alone a few times. Decided that I had so many artists and things fell through so many times that it's like, well, shit, I can still be the artist. So I started doing that too, and that kept me around long enough to where I picked up the media thing and so forth and so on. But I've been in media damn near 7 years now, which is crazy because who knew?
No, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I took like a year off. I ain't dropped nothing. I was freestyling. That was about it. But I was shooting vids though, and I was working.
Catching up on the visuals for the old music.
Not even the old music, for the new.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like the work gonna speak for itself when it come out.
So when is the new stuff coming out, and what is the new stuff? We ain't get to that. We done been through your whole life.
That's how you supposed to start the introduction.
Nah, I like it. I like it. I like it.
I'm
No,
not
the funny thing is, I
myself.
feel like you wanted to do that, and that's dope because people avoid that. So,
No, for sure.
mm-hmm.
But the new shit, I got the first Jones single on Bell. On Bell coming out. I ain't giving out the exact date, but it's coming out this month.
And that's a visual with it.
Mm-hmm.
They dropping the same time or one before the other?
Same time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny. I'm gonna share a little story about the visual.
Mm-hmm.
Give him a little lead. I'm down my neighborhood. I'm saying what's up to my aunt. I'm Johnson's Homes,
Mm-hmm.
and I got my cameraman with me, and we shooting in the playground. And these young boys come up. They like, "You a rapper?" I'm like,
That's what they do now too. It's funny.
Yeah, it's funny, but they had to been no older than like 8,
Yeah.
9 years old. They had probably like a little 5-year-old or something like that.
Somebody
like-
little brother.
Yeah, that's how the
I
hood
rock.
be, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm over there, and I peep they watching me. Like, they gathering up,
Mm-hmm.
watching me. Bro, like, my man Ryan, like, yo, put him in a video. I'm like, you sure? He was like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all right. I move around. I'm like, yo, who wanna be in the vid? They all nervous, but they like, I do it. Start raising their hand and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all right, come through. I want y'all all to stand up on the playground right here. So they all gather up. And I said, when I do this, y'all do this.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, all right, cool. And he had the drone in the air, and like, that shit looked dope as hell.
That's what's up. That's fire. They gonna love that when they see that.
I went to the corner store. I seen the girl know me since a pup.
Mm-hmm.
She all hyped to see me. She in the vid.
Mm-hmm.
When I come back, you see me giving the kids water ice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying thank you to them. They all
Yeah.
great.
They made
No
the look.
hood shit, but like that's what niggas be doing though.
That's what you supposed to do. Cause like I said, they gonna remember that. I was at a video shoot with Son of 215 Dutch and Uptown Geo actually, and we at the park playground in the Hollow, and young boys walk up. Are y'all rappers? Are y'all famous? Do you know Young Jeezy? Do you know Future? Like they on it like that.
Yeah.
They made the video. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
why not, man? And they're even at the point now where they'll be like, "Is this gonna be on YouTube? I want to be on YouTube." Like, that makes they famous. They can show people like, look. So now that you got all of them in there, they all gonna be showing their peoples. Look, this the video of it. And they peoples is gonna be grown or young adults that fuck with what you doing.
And they gonna remember that.
Yep.
That's how I move, man.
That's dope.
Like I gotta get back, and I try to get back everywhere.
Yeah, giving back is done in multiple forms, man.
For sure.
It's a lot of ways you could do it. You don't need $1 sometimes.
No bullshit. But shout out to everybody who doing their thing though. On your end, man. You know, I've been seeing you been rocking out. Y'all been working, man.
I appreciate that.
For sure.
I'm laughing because it's like, man, I'm doing the same thing you doing. Just running my race. You see what I'm saying? Like, nothing, no big eyes and little U's ever. Because ultimately, even when somebody goes dormant, if they're truly a creative or truly an entrepreneur or something, that's when you're supposed to get nervous. That means you figure something out. That means the next play, the best play. You see what I'm saying? So, like, when I know that people like the work and are consistent in, like, accomplishing their goals, I don't even gauge nothing else besides, like, you running your race and I'm running my race. And the things that I'm doing, hopefully, and God willing, they will, and I'm sure that they will, they just going to add on to what you got going on. You know what I mean? Because that's what I'm here for. I'm a conduit. Mm-hmm. At the same time that I got to go do my thing outside of this, when I'm doing this is supposed to be big as big as it could be for everybody that touches this platform.
Bro, you already know how it's supposed to be out here, man. You know, you experience certain things that change your mental. Mm-hmm. And wherever you can spread that info at, you gonna do so, bro. Mm-hmm. And I'm just doing the same shit.
No, and I dig that.
But I'm back on this rap shit though. That's all I know.
And on their heels.
I'm happy to be back because I'm giving them different vibes. I'm giving them different sounds. I'm about to shoot this Hear Me joint down Miami. I'm trying to be on some jet skis with it and really catch a vibe down there.
So you gonna your cameraman on the back of somebody's jet ski?
We gonna be on some wild shit.
You on some bad boy shit. That's like that's big money shit.
You know what I'm saying?
I like it.
But that's why I sat back and had to peep how the industry was before I did some shit like that. Peep how everybody really be saying they pockets be fat and they shit be flat. So it's like that's what my 2 year period of just being gone was for. I had to live life. I had to take care of shit. I had to learn about credit. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn about all that shit. I had to learn about how that side worked before I had to come back. But now, since I took the break that I needed to take, you know what I'm saying? Niggas is back outside.
You about to be on your bully, and I like it. I think that a lot of the times in our culture, especially as artists, musicians, whatever, musical artists, we worry too much about keeping up when we forget that, like, everybody can relate to emotion, everybody can relate to fun, everybody can relate to, like, fundamental shit. Like, you don't have to have 100,000 on your neck to relate to people or for people to care about what you putting down. You see what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't it doesn't make sense because 90% of the people don't have any of that. Of course, we like to aspire and we love the people that do that, but you can still get to the people through the regular message. So that's just one thing I wanted to say.
That's how you gotta carry it, bro. All I try to do is just spread that shit. Like I said, spread that shit to whoever, whoever. But when it come to certain things, though, man, like, people just know how I carry it. They know how I carry myself.
Right.
You know, I'm that type of dude. Like you said, like, hanging around a bunch of older niggas, that shit had me cracking the fuck up in my head, dog. Bro, I be thinking, I'd be like, damn, dog, y'all niggas old as shit.
Fuck you.
I'd be like, damn, y'all niggas old as shit. But y'all my fucking homies, though. Like, that's how I carry it, man. Yeah,
well, I mean, the one thing that was refreshing about, like I said, when I figured out the connection between why you felt so familiar in the first place was the fact that I already knew you, is that, like, I never wanted it to be a point in your life where I wasn't around for you if you needed advice.
Yeah.
Now I'm back around if you need advice. I'm back around if you need a nudge. I'm back around if you need a resource. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like that's like one of those things. Like look at God. Like the universe does what it does, and everybody runs like I said, run their own path, and then come back, and it's like that's beautiful when you really think about it from my standpoint as an older nigga. Like nah, now he's in an industry that I fuck with. You see what I'm saying? It ain't like you hooping. I ain't got no NBA plugs.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I know motherfuckers on this side.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But back then, you met me when I was hooping.
I mean, history repeats itself.
Yep. So that's beautiful, man. And I'm proud of you, man. And I want you to be as great as you're gonna be because it's in you already. You intelligent enough to do it. You're intelligent enough to do it. You a good looking young man. So as soon as they see your face, you gonna win on that side. You see what I'm saying? Just keep being positive.
Keep myself together. Niggas stay trying to call me light skin though. They gotta chill on that.
I mean, shit. You know what happens? Certain seasons you might be.
No,
but it's all right.
Wintertime I'll be borderline.
Yeah.
But it'd be funny though. I'll be on the phone.
It's a lot of light on you right now. You ain't that dark today.
No, it's understandable. But it's like I ain't that light neither. Cause then when a light skin walk in, what he white?
Nah.
I be asking niggas the other time, what's a light skin do? Like,
Nah,
man,
that's funny.
No, but
No, if you ain't get the if you ain't doing the Drake shit, you ain't but so light skin. He just did the
Funny
most
as
light skin
shit,
shit I ever seen this week. And this is going to date the episode, but fuck it. He bought the necklace with 42 diamonds to represent every time he was about to propose to somebody.
No, yeah, that's some light skin.
That is the most light skin shit.
I ain't gonna lie though, Drake. No, I don't even know though. Hey, Sammie, I don't even know, bro.
He playing a different game, right?
This nigga had a candle, bro. I don't know what's gonna top that. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. He had a fucking candle, Sam.
He got about 20 pictures that might be the most light skin moments in light skin history too.
I don't know, bro. I don't know what's topping the candle.
This is what we need the Chappelle show back, man. If Chappelle could have did a skit about the most light skin shit Drake has ever done,
Yeah,
that would have been crazy.
That
When
rock
keeping it
shit.
light skin goes
That's
to
gonna
Hollywood,
rock that's gonna rock shit. I ain't gonna lie. That's
that
gonna
would
set
have been
niggas up.
crazy. Nah, but appreciate you, man. Let the people know how to keep up with everything you got going on. You on all the streaming platforms?
Nah, yeah. I mean, I got all my old shit is, but the new shit is still unreleased.
Yeah,
This
but
joint-
everything else is already there.
Everything else all over there though.
That's what I meant.
The
Yeah.
unreleased shit, yeah, I got you. The unreleased shit though, the unreleased shit gonna be coming out. It's gonna be on all that fucking
talking-
like title, all that shit. I'm tapping into different platforms. You know what I'm saying?
Top of the year, spring, when? Somewhere around there.
Top of the year, definitely gonna be the top of the year.
Okay. All
I
right,
can't
that's
even
what
call
is.
it. I can't even call it in terms of like
Exactly.
spring. It might still be wintertime. You feel me?
Hmm.
So it's like top of the year type shit. That's how niggas.
That's
come.
sooner than then. That's perfect. That's perfect.
I will say though, when it come to working with certain motherfuckers, man, you know, you definitely gotta like have patience. Cause I done had producers, you know, that then fuck me over on some nut shit. So that's why I'm like, all right, it's time to get my own recording equipment. I'm in the crib with it. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm aiming for in terms of getting back though. Cause at that time I was taking my break. I wasn't worried about that.
Right.
So it's like now that I'm back, that's what I'm on.
Right.
You feel me?
I like it. I like it.
No, niggas already know.
So follow you where?
Instagram. You can find me on Instagram at YB_Norris. NO. That's RRIS.
It's my guy, man. Great talk, man. Sippin with Sammie, Sam Malone, Barstool, Rug. If you ain't sipping with Sammie, you ain't sipping right. Get the fuck down with YB Norris because I said so. That part.
Look at how he came up. Look at how he came up. Move around dangerous. And move around dangerous. might turn informant. I was knee deep, learning about them kids, no Florida. In the stew, I'm a beast. In the stew, I'm a reek. Havoc. Niggas gon' tweet. This talent I possess ain't average. Hard to show my feelings. No, I gotta keep them separate. But every time I'm hit with a blessing, it turned into funeral receptions. Help me, Lord, I'm just trying to get your message. Oh, 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 oh. Young buck off the chain, I was in and out. Said fuck the cane, took a different route. No, I couldn't bring the fiends to my mama house. Sucker full of real niggas. No pics, fucking around, stare nigga. But if you ain't on our type time, don't you even try to come and chill with us. Collect calls in the orange suit with my dukes. Really hurt me all kind of ways. Been peeping niggas really pigeons on the low. Every time the bread gone, they fly away. I barely used to speak. Now on these melodies, I got a lot to say. Despite all the pain, I know it's gonna be okay. Watch it playing both sides, homie. Niggas really dying in the center, man. I took a gamble, had to make it count. For my niggas, they didn't get a second chance. Rest in peace, League. Rest in peace, Reese. And damn, I miss my nigga, Ant. But watch it be, I told you. Watch me go global. Look at G, my little soldier. I'm locked in. Don't you hit my jack, shorty, too busy. Chino popped out with a nigga, rock with a nigga for that broken, no kizzy. Reese was fighting in the ICU. Bro still try to get his pole empty.